Hey, I'm Kevin.
Easy here.
And it's been a while since our last video, but we're happy to be back. And today we're going to be reviewing the
This is the 911 Singer made by GT Spirit.
resin model, which EC is not a big fan of, but
Yep.
I am. So let's get into the details right away.
Sure. Right, so to the front of this model, I think the first thing that's going to strike anybody when they see this is going to be the headlights, right?
Yep,
These,
yep.
Your traditional 911S look. But I don't know, these lights look very Lego-ish again to me, don't you think?
Not really. I kind of like them. I mean, the thing is the simplicity, because Singer replaced the original headlamps. I mean, the typical halogen filaments with this xenon or whatnot. Newer technology into the bulb, so it gives it that simplicity.
I don't know. To me, the overall headlamp assembly, including the indicator lamps, is a bit cheap. What I do like, I like the rubber piping going across the entire front, top of the front bumper.
Right.
And well, GT Spirit as usual, no meshing right at the bottom here.
Yeah, that's true. That's a disappointing part. I mean, with the later GT Spirits, they did do it, but with this one, I guess not. And also, like you mentioned, the lights down here, the turning indicator and stuff, you can see the glue points almost, which isn't great.
Other than that, Porsche emblem, okay. I do like the fuel cap, right? This is a traditional, a signature Singer thing.
And with that tiny decal, which is placed in a good position, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, plasticky windscreen wipers, and well, that's pretty much it, I think.
Yeah, okay, on to the side. All right, now moving on to the side of the Singer. First thing I see is the beautiful Fuchs wheels. Singer's modern take on the traditional Fuchs wheels with the deeper dish and larger diameter. I think it looks really good with the way they positioned it and the stands next to the fenders. It looks well done. The rubber trimmings around the bumpers, chrome handle, decal placement. Everything looks decently well executed in my opinion. The only thing is maybe the windows, the trims being GT Spirit, it's like the thin plastic material, which is kind of disappointing. There is a bit of plastickiness to this chrome bit. How about you? What do you think?
I think like you, I like the wheels, right? I think if you look closely, you can see that the brake disc and the calipers, just about you can just see it through the Fuchs wheels, but looks good. But I think probably one additional detail that we might have overlooked, on the side profile, you can see how the side indicator lamp has the silver trimmings, which actually looks pretty decent.
That's a nice detail, yeah. You're right.
Again, rubber piping, I do like that. Porsche decal, it's okay, so, not particularly fantastic in my opinion. But like you, I don't like these plastic bits. The chrome and the window sills, not fantastic.
Yeah.
But the fenders look good, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if on the actual car, the ride height should be a little bit lower.
Yeah, the back really looks like, it looks like it's off-roading right now with this amount of clearance. But
compared this to the back,
Yeah.
right? But stance-wise, I think it's okay. It gets points for the wheels.
yeah, I think so too. All right.
So in terms of the back of the Singer, I think you can see what they were trying to do, but again, quality-wise, it's the fine details to me which doesn't quite cut it. A, again, the depth of the lamp cluster. B, how these little rear reflectors are stuck on. And C, you can just see on the exhaust pipe, right? It looks as though the plastic was like sawn off, right?
That's true.
Yeah, it's all these little bits, the Singer decal at the back, you can see the clear filaments still across the metal decal itself. So, I don't know, I'm not impressed, dude. I'm not impressed.
Okay, I actually think that the back is decent. I mean, the positive points for me is this mesh grille on top. You can actually see through it a bit. I'm not sure what we're seeing beyond that is accurate to the real car, but it looks cool. The decal placements are all okay. And about the clear film on top, that happens on auto hearts too. So you're not getting away with that. The depth isn't good, but the chrome surrounds on the lights are nice. And I mean, the reflectors are stuck on, but on the real car, it's probably stuck on too for US regulations and whatnot.
I don't know, if we just get some close-ups, so there's a little bit of glue residue, but I think one thing that I do like, from the rear three-quarter angle, this model looks great, because across the fenders, I think how GT Spirit applied the paint, that I do like that for sure.
Yeah, paint on resin is unbeatable. All right.
Yep, let's move on.
Yep. All right, moving on to the interior of the Singer. First thing I see is the steering wheel. Steering wheel looks good. The small Porsche emblem on it is also well positioned, as well as all the the dials, the decals are placed well. The aircon vents, there's actually some depth to it, which is nice. What I don't really like are the seats, because it's just a decal over the whole seat to simulate the holes or the perforations on the Singer seats. Everything else is kind of mediocre. I mean, I'd give this like it's a mediocre interior, nothing fancy. What do you think?
I think some bits of it they got right. I think finesse around the dials is decent. Steering wheel actually looks quite good to me as well, and I agree with you on the aircon vents. Seats, yeah, a bit plasticky, and if I'm not mistaken, there's no flocking, no carpeting in the interior at all. So that's a bit disappointing. But yeah, as it always is with whenever we review resin models, I think it's hilarious because we're trying to do this through a pigeonhole.
Yeah.
So yeah, gosh, I don't like resin models.
But it's the price point, dude. That's the thing. I mean, I didn't even know about the flocking, so very sharp eyes. But yeah, I guess because it's a resin, they don't bother with the flocking.
Yeah, I guess so effort.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst, it's not the best for a GT Spirit, but overall, okay.
Cool, let's move on.
Yep.
So, conclusion time. As you guys know, I'm not a huge fan of resins, right?
As you can tell from EC's voice throughout this whole process.
The enthusiasm is overflowing! No, but seriously, right? I think this model, yes, I know, Kev, you always bang on at the price point, and it is a lot cheaper than, say, an Auto Art. And on top of which, I don't think, there's anybody, I don't think anybody else did a 118
that's why
Singer,
I'm telling.
right?
That's why I always tell EC that I tend to buy GT Spirit models that are not available in any other brand. So you have no choice but to buy GT Spirit.
Which is where it starts to fall down, right? Because when you do buy it, yes, some bits of it are good. The paint's great, certain details, like the stance is great, but finesse around the details, the headlamp clusters, some of the decal applications are very meh. So for me, I think the M2 that we reviewed earlier, I think that impressed me more. So this, from a scale perspective, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10, dude.
All right. I mean, fair points, definitely. I think the M2, in all fairness, although it was well executed, there's also more to see on that model because there's just more bits to it. Whereas Singer's minimalist philosophy meant that the car didn't have many details and what I call jewelry around it. But I'd give this a 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, I know. I gave it less than the M2 just because they didn't have real meshing. It's a fake mesh. But stance, paint, everything, execution. I like the finishing on the wheels and everything. So yeah, 7.5 for me.
Cool, so we hope you guys enjoyed the review. Do let us know what you think about this model, and if you're like me and you want to see more opening diecast models being reviewed, do let us know in the comments as well.
Yeah, and if you don't have much money and you only can afford resins, then also let us know.
Right. So until next time, take care. This has been Hands On Diecast.
Yep, bye-bye.